Welcome back to Zach's Travel. I'm so glad you joined me for another video. Today's video is all about first time flying. I'm going to give you some quick tips on being a first time flyer to help you get to the airport, through the airport, to your gate, and some quick tips on when you're on the plane, what to do as a first time flyer to have an amazing trip. So excited that you're going to get to fly. You're going to love it. Here we go. One of the things people are probably most afraid about, this will be number one, is security lines. It depends on the airport you're in, the city you're in. If you're in a smaller town, like Austin or Memphis or somewhere like that, you're probably going to have a pretty easy time getting there an hour ahead of your domestic flight, being able to get through the lines and get to your gate well within your time. If you're in a bigger city like LA, New York, Dallas, somewhere like that, it depends on the day and time, but you might need a little bit more time. Usually an hour is still enough because they run through pretty quickly, but you might want to get there a little earlier, especially if you're on Southwest. Also, something else to consider is, are you going to park at the airport? Are you taking an Uber? Is someone dropping you off? That's going to affect your timelines on getting through security to your gate. So if you're parking, be sure to check ahead of time on the website for the airport what the parking options are. If you're going to park at the airport, how much it costs, where the parking is, how to get to the gate, and if you're going to use one of the third-party parkings that has a shuttle, how long is it going to take for you to find that parking, get checked in, get all your luggage out, get on the shuttle. It slowly takes you to the airport, all that kind of stuff. So I would give yourself about 30 minutes to find your parking, get everything situated, get there about an hour and a half ahead of your flight. If you're doing Uber, just keep in mind sometimes when you order an Uber, it can take a while for the Uber to get to you, and then sometimes they might drive a little slower, so you might want to add some extra time there. And if you are doing someone just dropping you off, of course, that's the quickest way because you have family. If they're there with you, if they got to come and you got to depend on them to show up on time, you might want to buffer in some time there as well. Usually an hour is good for domestic flights. I recommend 2 hours for international. If you're checking luggage, I would get there 30 minutes earlier, so an hour and a half early, because sometimes there's some restrictions on when that can be loaded. There can be lines to check your bags and stuff like that as well. Another quick tip, if you are checking your bags, just remember that most domestic airlines in the US require it to be under 50 pounds each, and a lot of them charge extra for checked-in bags. I've been to the airport where it's over 50 pounds. You think whatever fits will fit and you stuff it full. They will require you to open it up right there at the airport and shuffle things or remove things. This is where it's great to have family drop you off this nearby that can take something if you need that. And I've had to open up my suitcases in the airport and readjust things and then reweigh them. Now we have a weigher at home where we weigh them just when we're going to do check bags, which I rarely do these days. I mostly do carry-on, and I've got some carry-on videos on the channel, and then I'll put those in the description below. I just prefer not to have to check bags unless I just absolutely have to. Just something to know as a first-time flyer, most every airline has what's called a gate last call, and you have 10 minutes before your flight is scheduled to take off. They will shut the door, and you cannot board the flight. So you need to always arrive to the gate 20-30 minutes early. Usually they will start boarding 40 minutes before the scheduled flight unless there's delays. Be cautious of that. I've been there before. I have arrived and they've shut the door and I'm like, I'm here. I was late because of weather or traffic or whatever. Please let me on. They will not let you on. Usually they've given your seat away to a standby. Just be very nice to them. Be very courteous to them. And they will help you get on the next flight. They will do stuff for you. If you're rude to them or you get upset, you're only going to make it worse on yourself. The best thing to do is remember that they've had a long day dealing with people all day, and to be nice and courteous and try not to make the situation worse. Then I put in all my flight tips, and this is certainly for a first-time flyer because of all the situations I've been in, is to please stop once you're through security at some vending machine or little shop and get you a water or a Coke or some kind of drink and a snack. I know that most airlines serve these once you get on the plane, but trust me, if there's any delays, you're stuck without anything. You might be super thirsty or maybe even hungry, and you want to have those there. I've been stuck on the runway for up to 4 hours and they won't serve you anything. It takes a long time too, once they take off and once they get into the air, and then they finally decide to serve you, and then they've got to serve everybody, and by the time they get to you, it's been a while. And so, unless you're in first class, and so be sure and stop and get water. Even when I fly first class, I still get a water and snack, just because you just never know the situation's going to be. I've been in all kinds of situations. We sat on a plane for 2 hours one time. We couldn't get off. No one was serving anything. And then they unloaded us because of a tornado, and we went down into this tunnel, and we stood there for 2 hours. And then they boarded us back on the plane and drove us out toward taking off on the runway. And then we sat there another 4 hours. I mean, it was awful. It was the longest night. It was at nighttime too. I got in at like 4 in the morning to Houston. But my luggage was stuck on the plane because when we evacuated the plane because of the tornado, they didn't let us take our luggage. So I had to get back on the plane, and I was just praying it would take off. So that's why I recommend, please, don't let that scare you. No, it's normal. There's going to be delays. You're going to run across them as you fly. There's going to be rain, there's going to be storms, there's going to be snow, there's going to be, this flight didn't make it on time, so your flight is late, all this stuff. Just be prepared, is what I'm saying. And when you get on your flight, you have a drink, a pretty good sized drink and snack, you're fine. You can watch your movies, just chill, and just roll with it. Don't be panicked about connections. They will take care of you. If you panic and get all frustrated, it only makes it hard on you. You're along for the ride. You either take it or you don't. Little bonus tip here on finding the cheapest tickets as you're learning how to fly. Your first time flying, you may have already bought your ticket, but I use Google and Southwest. Southwest is not on any third-party vendors, so you have to go directly to their website. All other carriers mostly are on what is called a third-party travel agent vendor sites like Expedia, Travelocity, Priceline, and Google, and many others. I use Google because it's just super simple. I can search for the flight I want, the dates. I can just toggle on this tracking thing. It'll email me when the price goes up or down, so I can track it and watch it to get the best price. And also, I can just quickly see all the airlines and what the prices are for the seat and dates I want, instead of having to go to each airline. This is the tip. This is the real tip here. Do not buy from Google. Do not buy from Expedia. Do not buy from Travelocity or any other third-party travel agent. Once you find the flight using one of them that's the best price, go to the airline's website and you will find that price or cheaper, and buy directly from the airline. Now this is important because if you have any issues with your flight, if it's delayed, canceled, you miss a connection, any problems, if it's called a locked ticket if you buy it from a third-party agent. It's like a travel agent is what it's considered if you buy it from Google or Expedia or Hotline or Priceline or any other Travelocity. You have a locked ticket and you have to call them, and they have strict rules. No refunds, no changes. You have to fight and go up the chain, and it's so frustrating, and you can feel it in my voice because I've been there. I will never do it again. If you buy directly from the airline, you can deal with them directly. They have customer service centers in the airport. You can go to a gate and usually get some help. You can certainly call and get directly to them. You might have to be on hold, but they have the power to change that right then and there. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this video up with a few tips once you're on the plane. Some courtesy tips and just some tips as a first-time flyer so you know. Dress appropriately. Don't dress like you're going to Walmart or going to bed. Dress nice, dress clean. Just remember you're with a bunch of people. Be courteous to them. You want them to do the same for you. 2, if you're taking any kind of phone or tablet or something to watch TV or play games or read a book or whatever, listen to audiobook or whatever it may be, podcast. Most airlines offer free TV, free movies, free TVs, shows, radio, audio, all the stuff. Take headphones. Do not play it out loud. It's rude. It's rude. It's rude. Now, most airlines, the attendants are now having to announce throughout the flight, if you 2 people, please put headphones on or turn your audio devices off. This is one reason why airlines don't allow phone calls, even though they could nowadays. Is because people would just talk loudly and be rude. Like, you're in a closed area with people, and people are trying to relax, they're trying to sleep, they're trying to unwind, they're trying to work. They don't need you to be like on your own little island thinking you only matter. So if you forgot your headphones, click the little flight attendant button, ask the flight attendant. They have some on board they will give you. Sometimes they will sell them to you for a couple of dollars, but most of the time they will give them to you, and they will be grateful that you asked. And just enjoy watching some movies. If you don't like the stuff, or you're scared they don't have something you want to watch on board, then Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, Disney Plus, all of these allow you to download stuff into your device. Amazon Music, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, all the podcasts, iHeart, allow you to download stuff into your phone or into your tablet or both that you will have on board when you don't have internet. You can also buy Wi-Fi on most airlines. I don't recommend it unless you need to work. Most of the time it's not worth it, and it's very, very slow. Southwest has recently started letting you text, so that's a nice thing for free. But most of the time I just kick back and either listen to a book, read a book, or watch some TV or a movie or something just to get through the flight and chill a little bit with my snacks and drinks. The last thing is when you're getting off the plane, when you're getting on the plane, let's start there. When you're getting on the plane, don't stand in the aisle and unpack all your stuff and try to find all your stuff. Put your luggage up, get into your seat. You'll have time once the plane boards before they shut the door to get up and get your stuff out if you need anything. I pack all my stuff that I need on the flight in my backpack so I can just grab it really quickly and get back to my seat. I just try to think about other people and care about them. You don't know if they've had a long day, if they're tired, if they're trying to get to their seat. The quicker you board the plane and get loaded and seated, the quicker it can take off. I've seen people literally just take forever and keep a whole line of people from sitting down because they just weren't thinking about others. When you get off the plane, when it lands and you get to your gate, you'll hear the ding, you'll unbuckle your seatbelt, and everyone will jump up trying to get their suitcase and stuff. But the etiquette thing is from the front to the back, each row exits. So you'll see some people run down the aisle or, just go and just be rude. But the etiquette proper way to unboard on an airline, of any airline, is to let each row unboard. And it goes really fast and smooth. No one gets stuck. No one gets held up. Otherwise, you'll get people just stuck until everyone else is off and they're just sitting there. So I get up, I hold the line for the rude people, and everyone just goes. And it's faster, smoother, easier that way. And that's just the airline etiquette that a lot of people don't know. I think that's going to be it for your first time flying. If you have any questions, comment below. Hit that subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. It's free to do so. Cancel at any time. We'd love to have you be part of Zach's Travel. We're going to have awesome travel tips. Check out my Southwest video if you're flying Southwest for the first time. I've got some tips on them. And I want to see you be part of this travel family. We're going to have gear. We're going to have international stuff, domestic stuff, all kinds of cool stuff for you. And I hope that this video has helped you. I can't wait for your first flight. It's so much fun. Don't be afraid. You're going to have so much fun. It's so nice to just fly. And it's the safest way to travel. You can get places so quickly, so easily, and you just have to learn to navigate airports and navigate some of this etiquette stuff on the plane, and be super nice to your flight attendants. They will take great care of you. I will catch you in the next Zach's Travel video. Peace.